been dying to talk about this. So if you've been watching Zillow stock price, okay, they announced they were jumping into the iBuyer field along with Open Door and some of these other guys. They're essentially making you a cash offer on your house, and you get to pick the closing deadline, and you get to pick the terms. It's a 5% service fee. By the way, I can do it cheaper. I can do it for 4, and we'll talk about that later. But so it's a 5% service fee, but it's convenient, and there is a niche for that. Selling your house to a bigger investor for cash, and then you get to pick the moving date. I mean, back in the day, it was really more for hoarders, I guess, and just didn't want to be embarrassed.
I've seen these different companies doing that kind of program where they take over the purchasing part of it. You're basically investing money with them, or they're holding it in trust or something like that, right?
Well, there are REITs, like real estate investment trusts. Is that a word, investment trust? But really, this was for the end consumer. So what you would do is, Dustin lives in a really nice house in Colorado Heights, and so he would make a video walking through his house. Zillow would make you a crazy cash offer on your house and let you pick your closing date, and then that was it. That they may come back to you with some inspection things from your disclosures, or maybe they see something on camera, but for most of it, it was just this crummy video walkthrough, and then they're making you a cash purchase on your house. Now, when I heard about this last June, I thought they either know something that we don't, or they... Did you fart?
No.
Okay.
I rubbed my finger against the...
Sorry, I just...
the bottle cap.
Like, I mean, I gotta call everyone out.
I would just say it.
I mean, I'll tell you.
If it happened, I would just.
I've got colitis.
I'd give up the ghost.
And so, I mean, I'm no saint here either. But, anyways, back to the program. So they make you crazy offer on your house. I heard about this last June. I said, they either know something that we don't, or they're gonna get burned. And what ended up happening was they got burned. Okay, they underestimated how difficult it is to flip homes at scale. Yep. So they're making all these, insane cash offers, and then charging you a 5% fee, and then maybe they come back to you with inspection items. But then you can take your cash and you can go buy your next house. Okay, and there's a big need for that with this no inventory.
Yeah.
But the funny part about it is they ended that program. Okay, so their stock went way up when they announced it. It was like at 200. And now it's down to it's down near the 52-week low, right around $60 a share. And so what does that mean for you guys? Okay, that means that the biggest, real estate internet company in the world, where everyone gets their home value, the Zestimate. Okay. Yeah,
people use it all the time.
People use it all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what they're banking on. That's their shtick.
Yeah.
And what they found was, you can't do a Zestimate like that. You need to be boots on the ground, hyper local, to really understand what's going on to get your accurate value. Now, it's a good ballpark, like it is, but
wouldn't you say for a general range, if you're trying to just get some pulse on what your house is worth, Zillow is a good place at least to start.
Absolutely.
Right. Unless you get like a BPO from a realtor, right? Like comps from a realtor, Zillow's probably the first stop.
The problem with Zillow is they don't know what they don't know. So if you're like me and got your house down to the studs and then redo it all and finish the basement, what was unfinished, they're just going off the county. So it's still going to be just the above grade square feet with no updates.
Yeah.
But if it's a new construction house built in 2020, and then the neighbor just sold that house and they've got data on theirs, and they can that's a little easier. But the important thing to remember is get a couple opinions at least. Don't rely strictly on the internet.
Yeah.
Because you can read
Zillow
it in the
did.
headlines.
Zillow did, and I'm assuming that the Zestimate we see is what they're using, at least in some way, for what they're doing internally. So
Yes.
if they have Z estimate X, between X and Y, they're at least using some of that data for what they were doing, and they were completely wrong.
Well, let's talk about what they're doing internally. Zillow really is a lead generation platform for real estate agents on the buyer side
And mortgage.
and mortgage.
Yeah.
But really, it was like, and that's why it's so good on mortgage. That's like with the buyer, right?
Mhm.
They're trying to open up a seller segment, other than the Zestimate.
Yeah.
And so what I read today is they're going to start offering like down payment assistance
Mm.
and other things to entice. Maybe they'll just focus more on the buyer side. But when you go on Zillow and you say you want information from a house, you're paying the top team in Utah for that. Well, the top team in Utah is paying for you, and you are the lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you're not speaking with the real estate agent. You're not speaking with the listing agent on the house. You're just speaking with the buyer's agent,
Sure.
who pays the most money. And I've investigated that too. And that line to get on to buy Zillow leads,
It's crazy.
it's down to St. George. You can't
Mhm.
even buy them right now.
Yeah, Zillow is it's a lead generation website essentially. You know what I mean?
The
Like
best, the very best.
Yeah, and they're providing a good service to like the free information that they give people access to is good. Obviously, they have to get people in the door and provide some kind of good information so that people do want to put their information in and use that site, and they do, right? But for sure, I mean, where they make their money is lead generation. They're generating leads for, again, some of these.
Top team in Utah, I'm not going to mention their name here, but top team in Utah, $200,000 a month.
Yeah,
And that's just one team.
and they get
and then there's 7 teams below them,
yeah.
and who knows how much they're paying. I asked them, I said, can I just buy somebody out? Like, what if I'm willing to pay you guys more money than, like, what if I'm willing to pay you $210,000 a month?
Yeah.
And they said, no, we take care of our people, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, Zillow is notorious for the prices that people pay per lead. It's one of the biggest aggregators of information like that's out there.